Hello there humans, my name is Mpho Entle and I do videos about courtship, dating the God way. And today I just wanted to do a video about expectations versus reality, focusing mainly on women, Christian women, and how they go about dating or seeking a spouse. So I've heard a lot of men talk about how women have shallow expectations for them, and I just wanted to touch on that. So this is an open discussion as always. Please feel free to discuss your opinion on this topic with me. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Father, we welcome you. We welcome you. So what do I mean by expectations versus reality? First of all, I've been guilty of this myself, okay, of having a very, very, very long list of things that I want in a man, okay, and the list can go on and on. It can vary from a specific car. It can vary from, I want a man who's a doctor, who's a lawyer, who drives a green BMW or like a Range Rover, Land Rover 123, who's tall. He needs to have abs. He needs to have this, that, and the list goes on. It's endless. It's so endless that no one can ever match it up. Like no one can ever live up to those standards and meet those expectations. And reality is, this is the first reality, no one is perfect. You can never meet anybody who will check all of your boxes. And this is why I decided to make this video, because we are so focused on the materialistic things, on the physical, on the things that we can see, rather than being focused on something that is way more important, which is a man's character or a person's character. So focusing on someone's character is something way better and more edifying in terms of when you're in a relationship than focusing on their materialistic things, on their physical, because the physical aspects can be taken away in an instant. Those are just worldly things that are acquired worldly. And I know that, we're always like, be specific when you ask for things from God, and that is very wise, and that is very good to be specific to God, so that God knows what you desire, although he already does know. But also, let's not be shallow about it. Let's not go about it in a very worldly way. And and that's a very dangerous lane to be on, when we're focusing on what a person has and how they look, instead of what is in their heart, which is the most important part, and which is what God works on the most, working on our hearts. So I remember I had a conversation with my mother, and she was like, you're single, go on a blind date with this guy. And the first question was, is he saved? And she said, no, but we can pray about that. And I was like, you know what? I don't want that. I don't want that, because I want a man who's saved. Because one thing I'm sure of is his character. He's got good character, because that's one of the first things God starts working on when someone is saved. So that's the route I decided that I want to take, especially now in my singleness. But singleness is a topic for another day, because it's real. Okay? But yeah, so I was also watching this sermon by Heather Lindsay on YouTube, and she was talking about build a man. And I was just mind blown, because I was so guilty of that. And wow, like I was trying to build a man by myself, and I was involving God in every other thing in my life except my love life, which is such a dangerous thing to do, because like, if I'm going to spend the rest of my life with someone, of course I want God in that relationship, because how else am I going to manage it without God? So she was basically talking about how we want to build a man, how we just want to bring our own little bits and pieces of things into this man, so that he can be perfect to our eye and to what we think is perfect. So that's what we want. And I realized watching that what we are missing is God's best for us. And we want God's best for us in almost everything except our love life. And that's the one place that you should be really focusing on God's best for you, if I'm being honest. Like that's the most important thing. If you desire marriage and you desire a godly marriage, you should desire a husband who is God's best for you, not what you think is best for yourself. And this involves dying to yourself every day. It is not easy, and it is a journey that I'm still on myself, trying to die to myself every day, and just asking God that, God, I know I like this guy. I know, he's cute and stuff. Maybe I have a crush on that guy or whatever. But if it is your will, may he please be my husband. But if it is not your will, then I'm good. I don't want it. And this goes to my favorite scripture right now in my life, which is Matthew 26, verse 39, which says it's when Jesus was praying just before he got crucified. And he was like, my Father, if possible, let this cup pass from me, yet not what I will, but what you will. So I love Jesus. Like, I just love him. Like, he went through everything that you could ever imagine. And I just look at him and I'm like, even you, like, you didn't want what God wanted for you. You wanted your own thing. And you said, yet your will, God. And I find myself in that situation so many times. Like, I want what I want. Like, I'm like, God, I don't want that. I want this. And it takes strength to say to God, God, not my will, but your will, that your will be done. And I say that to God so many times. I'm like, God, I don't want that. Oh, I want that, but let your will be done. So yeah, it takes a lot for a person to get that. So all I'm saying is, reality is, ladies, we cannot build a man, because no one will ever be perfect. And you find that you build a man, and maybe you find a man who checks all of those things on your list, and then you are married, and then his character sucks, and then now you are on your knees every night praying to God to change things about him that you didn't think were important to begin with. Or now you are resenting your husband because he's not loving, or he's not leading you the way you thought he would, or he's not challenging you the way you thought he would. And these are the things that you neglected before you got into marriage, because you were so focused on the physical stuff that those things you thought, if he has the physical materialistic stuff, those things will automatically be there. And that is the mistake that we make. But if we focus on the character, we can work towards the worldly things that we can acquire together. Do you know what I mean? And that is the important thing. Nobody's perfect. We are not perfect. And I myself know that when I go into marriage, I won't be perfect, okay? And that's why I'm praying for my husband's character, so that he can help me in that regard, and so that I can help him in that regard, okay? Because I will be his helper. So today I just want to share with you guys 7 things that I pray for my husband, which are more on his character and nothing to do with his with physical appearance or materialistic things. And I was watching another thing on YouTube from Redefine TV, and it's this couple that talks about relationships all the time and godly dating. And that man was just talking about these 7 things that I'm going to mention now. And I just thought, wow, I never really put them into words, but that's exactly what I want in a man. So I'm going to share them with you guys today. And hopefully, ladies, these are some of the things that you also want in a man. And you can write down, some character related stuff that you want in a man. I encourage you to do so. I encourage you to pray to God, and this to be your daily prayer, because it's very, very important for your husband to have a good character and to have a good relationship with God, and instead of just focusing on other things. I mean, of course, I want my husband to, I pray about other things, like, God, I pray that he goes to the gym, that we can work out together, because I love working out. I pray that maybe he can play the piano, because I love singing, I love worship. And those are some of the things that I pray about, but those for me are the cherry on top, okay? And I'm not gonna reject a man because he doesn't go to the gym. Those are the things that he can learn to do. You know what I mean? But I can't teach a man to love. God can do that. So that's why I need to pray hard about his character, because I can't do that for him. God can do that. I can't lead him into being a leader. Like, God can do that. So great. So the first thing that I pray about when I pray for my husband is that he challenges me. This is dear to my heart. And that he pushes me towards God and to do my best in everything, just encouragement and challenging me. And all of these things that I pray about his character, I involve God in them, because I want God's will to be done in my marriage and in our lives. Number 2 is he expands me. He pours into me the living water of God, which is important. Like, You can never know enough of the things of God. Some things that have been revealed to your husband have not been revealed to you. So it'll be great for him to share those with you and expand you, and just share together the deeper things of God, man. What a mood. Anyway, he helps me to detox, and this is what I was talking about. We don't go into marriage perfect. So if my husband can help me to detox, that is perfect. He will help me detox from attitude, from bitterness, from all these things that I don't see in myself that he can see, that he can help me to leave behind and strip off of me. Number 4, he leads me, and he leads me into prayer, into purity, into clarity. Like, he's just an usher. He ushers me into things. That's what I want in a man. And number 5, he loves me, and the best definition for this is that he sacrifices things for me. And I mean, what? Number 6 is that he covers me, and most of us will say he provides for me, but I use the word cover because it's so much broader, okay? And he secures me in everything, in every aspect. I'm just secure financially, mentally, physically, like emotionally. I don't have to worry. I know that when I go home, I'm going to a safe haven. I'm going home to someone who I'm secure with. And the last thing is he compliments me, not in terms of chemistry, not in terms of, ooh, they look good together, but more in terms of our assignment, our character. Because one thing I know is that when God brings two people together, it's because he has assigned them to do some particular thing together. There's an assignment there, and I pray that he compliments me in that way, and that we are equally yoked. So yeah, ladies, I pray that you guys start praying about your husband's character more than anything, instead of what he has and what he looks like, because most of the time we miss good men that God sends to us, because we are like, I mean, God knows my heart's desires. Like, he's not tall enough. This is not what I prayed for. And he doesn't have this car, or he doesn't work at this place, or he doesn't look like he earns much. And we end up missing our husband. We end up missing God's best for us, because we're so focused on what we want instead of what God wants for us. And I'm just saying to you, open your heart and keep your heart open, and allow God to do his thing in your love life, and pray for your husband's character. Okay? Okay. Thank you for watching, guys, and happy Freedom Day, and enjoy your week.